Hi, this is Peter Lach-Newinsky on a nice spring day here in Bundanon, and I'd like to read you a poem of mine called The Way They Moved, which has just won the second prize in the Shoalhaven Literary Award. So, The Way They Moved. In the whorehouses on the dead outskirts of the River Plate, hard men invented the tango, blind with the boredom of waiting for their taciturn turns of consolation and grind. In Rio's pulsing carnivals, rolling out from the lower depths, regional black rhythms fused into pelvic ecstasies of sex and life that became the samba's sinuous muse. In, yes, Perdido Street in 1906 New Orleans, 5-year-old Satchmo watched, listless, from a window down onto poverty and nothing new, till one day from a corner Billy Bolden blew his party and funeral-raising horn at the sky, encircled by clapping, singing, dance, and, shaking with sound, almost fell from the window into his calling called jazz, soul quaking with the bold cornet of a phantom called Billy, soon sectioned in the Negro section where he died, unknown, unrecorded. Round the time the street crashed all connection, the unemployed queued, workers marched into red, brown, black, and jazz became big band, respectable, and white. When the black and white students of the 60s went south to sit in segregated cafes and be fire-hosed or mauled by police dogs, a reporter held a mic to a local young black and asked what had prompted her to join these blow-ins from the north. "It was the way they moved," she said. "The way they moved." In '68, it was somatic conviction that convinced our eye and gut long before any clever word hit the expectant brain, an inward dance propelled by black pulsations of hip and spine, the blues, rock and roll, the saxy free jazz of struggle that infused the opening horizons of our Blue Note night. It was the way they moved, the way they moved. Even in the most rarefied branching of the live and leaderless symphony of the human tree, poetry sings the melodic line above the sustained bass of sweat and struggle, toil and tenderness, debate and dance, moving like wheat fields in the crosswinds of history, memory, calm animations of dignity, upright refusal to doff caps, tug forelocks, sit at the back of the bus. It was the way they moved. It was the way they moved. Even through filigreed Bach, Beethoven, Schoenberg, through Whitman, Rilke, Neruda, the subtle ear may hear the thud of peasant feet, hammer and beat of working hands, poetic cadence in the rise and fall of civilizations, spiral dance of humanity's long dark quest towards itself, driving propaganda of the lowly deed, feet stomping in struggle, rock and rolling with the planet exfoliating its potentials, powered by the progress of the cyclic sun revolving around nothing, no one but itself. It was the way they moved, the way they moved. Even within the 90-second cage Mrs. H had to weld one of the 3,140 daily tubes. She had, over the dead vast of years, maintaining her peace rate, found the tiny seed of freedom's breath. For a microsecond, her arm and shoulder briefly winged upwards in one totally superfluous movement of her own, one invisibly angelic movement of her own.